more about her journey of being a nun. Sister, would you kindly introduce yourself to us here?
My name is Sr Philippa Murphy, and I come from Australia, and I'm a daughter of Our Lady of the Sacred Heart.
Okay, so for our first question is, how old were you when you decided to become a nun?
When I first started thinking about it, I was only 7. 7 when I thought about it. That was young, but then I didn't think about it for 20 more years. So by the time I came back and was serious about it, I was already 27.
So what's your motivation at that time?
My motivation was that I felt I wanted to be free in my life, to give my life to Jesus and to people in our world, especially in places where many people cannot ever visit because they are not able. So I really desired to be a missionary.
Sir, would you also please tell us about your experiences as a nun throughout the country?
Okay, so when I first became a sister, I did my study in a country town in Australia. It was very cold. When I was professed as a sister, I went to the northern part of Australia, and I taught in a school with many students from Indigenous backgrounds and many students from Indonesia. They came as boarding students to that school, and they taught me Sajojo, the dance. From there I went to Africa, to South Africa, where I spent years as a deputy of a school. Then I went back to Australia, where I was principal of a school, and then I went to South Sudan with 2 sisters from Indonesia who were very courageous missionaries, and I lived with them for 5 years.
A long time?
A long time, yes.
So are there any bad experiences throughout those service?
I haven't had any bad experiences. There have been some difficult times, because when you live with the very, very poor, sometimes you might not have all the food that you're used to. But you can see now I have plenty of food. And maybe sometimes just the conditions might be uncomfortable. But I've had many wonderful opportunities as a sister that I don't think I would have had otherwise.
And what is your first impression of our school?
My first impression is, wow, what a fantastic school. In many ways, it doesn't look like a traditional school. It looks like a school where there is great learning. And it looks like the students are really driving the curriculum, and that you can express yourself. And when I walked into this area, I thought your country is in very good hands with you young people getting such a wonderful education.
Such a compliment, thank you. So, you know that we created all the scientific projects here.
Yes.
What are your comments about them?
I would like other people, young people in other countries, to see this wonderful work that you're doing, because it is so relevant and it's so inspiring. And I thought as I looked at some of them, I wished when I was a young girl at school I could have done science like this. And I was very happy to see not just the boys but the girls involved as well.
Last but not least, sister, would you please give us some advices to develop ourselves as Belka students?
I think as I walked around, I've seen many images of Father Jules Chevalier.
Right.
And one quote comes to mind. He says, wherever you are, remember that no one is a stranger, No one is a foreigner, but we are all brothers and sisters in the heart of God. And as I walked around and saw your symbols, I thought the students of this school are kind and caring and compassionate, and you are keeping the dream of Father Chevalier alive. So just keep doing that.
Thank you for your advice, and we really do hope that we'll do what you have advised for us. So thank you one more time for you for joining us in this session. For the next session, we invite Sister Lorraine to join us for this Q&A session. So good morning, Sister Lorraine.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sister, would you also please introduce yourself to us here?
My name is Sister Lorraine. I'm from Sydney, Australia, and I'm a daughter of Our Lady of the Sacred Heart.
Okay, so for our first question is, how old were you when you decided to become a nun?
I was 20 years old, and already I was at university studying to be a high school teacher. And the thought came to me, but a little like Sr Philippa, I continued with my studies, but the thought kept on coming back until I did something about it and responded.
So, what was the motivation that kept coming back to you?
The motivation was that I've been gifted with a love from God, and this love is to be shared where I'm called to share it. And I knew that it wasn't just to be in Sydney, Australia, where I came from, that I was called to share that love of God to other parts, to other people.
So, would you also tell us more about your experiences as a nun?
As I said, I'm a high school teacher, so my experiences have been in Australia and in South Africa and South Sudan, in Papua New Guinea, in teaching in the schools.
So are there any bad experiences?
No, I haven't had any bad experiences. I've had challenging experiences. Because wherever you go, you need to be sensitive of the culture that you go into. And so it's a challenge to not always think as an Australian how to do something, but how things are done in that particular culture.
And what is your first impression of our school?
Fantastic. My first impression is I would have loved to be a staff member on this staff, because I find it very life-giving. I find a lot of energy. From the moment I walked through the gates of the school, my energy levels really increased. It's a real place of education excellence.
Thank you, Sister Lorraine. So, you know that we created all the academic projects here. Other than Sister Philippa's comments, what are your comments about?
I'm just so shocked that at school level that the advanced work that your students, through the leadership of your teachers, have accomplished. For me, I would have thought that these type of activities are at university level. I'm very surprised that it's already happening at the school level.
Thank you, that was quite a compliment. Last but not least,
Sister, would you please give us some advice to develop ourselves as BACA students?
My advice is to be true to your heart and yourself and the gifts that you have received, to not be afraid to share with others.
thank you for your advice, and we really do hope that we will do with your advice. So, thank you, Sister Lorraine, for joining us in our session. We hope we can learn from both of your experiences as a nun, and we would like to say thank you to all the audiences here for your attention. Until next time, bye!
empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town,